My colleague Krishna is waiting, and he's got all the newspapers to just bring us up to date, Krishna, the sort of the headlines which are here today, and sort of headlines, they might be there tomorrow.
Right, so we are counting down to the beginning of the counting of the votes in the battle for 5 states. That starts at 8 a.m. But before that, a quick check of what the top newspapers in India have printed on page 1. This is Dainik Bhaskar, the largest circulated newspaper brand in India. If you look at it, two men, two things that actually dominate. There is Vijay Mallya story over here, Vijay Mallya's extradition story, and here if you see, you have the entire RBI story. Urjit Patel, the governor of India's Reserve Bank of India, who has resigned. So these two stories are dominating the headlines here this morning. In India, this is Dainik Bhaskar, the largest circulated newspaper brand in the country, and the top two stories on page 1 are Vijay Mallya, the fugitive Indian businessman who is now set to be extradited to India, and the resignation of RBI governor, Reserve Bank of India governor Urjit Patel. And that's not just one newspaper, just another newspaper, Amar Ujala, the other Hindi newspaper, Hindi language newspapers. These two are, you have Vijay Mallya and Urjit Patel. Two stories dominating the headlines across newspapers, Hindi newspapers, Hindi language newspapers. As far as the English language newspapers in the country is concerned, of course, you have a flap right up there in this one. Why today's poll verdict matters. This is the Hindustan Times. And of course, you have Vijay Mallya and you have Urjit Patel, RBI governor. Again, these two stories dominating. And of course, India's momentous win in the first test match in Australia also gaining the front page. But it's all about Mallya, Urjit Patel, and of course, the elections, why this verdict matters. And that's just every newspaper. Take a look at this one. All of them have Vijay Mallya, the fugitive Indian businessman, and RBI governor, Reserve Bank of India governor Urjit Patel resignation. Even the business newspapers, the pink papers in India, like the Economic Times, if you take a look, Mallya story is right on the front page. Urjit Patel, take a look at this. Patel out, over to government. That's what Economic Times says. And there's a quote from the former RBI governor, Raghuram Rajan. And caught unaware, center yet to decide on successors. So that's a roundup of all the newspapers this morning. We're all set to get to counting time. And on that note, we're taking a very short breather, but do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up on the other side, we begin with the counting in the battle for 5 states.